This is Ben with Olson's HiFi. I'm here this week with the Innuos Statement with Next Gen Power Supply. Now, Innuos is a really interesting company. It's addressing the long issue of, a computer being your source and the issues that come with that. And in the beginning, we thought it was just jitter was the issue. Jitter is, the kind of the death of accuracy. And so once you address jitter, everything's fine. And as it turns out, it's just not that simple. As it turns out, everything in the chain is important. So a lot of people, and cables are important. How you connect this is important. And so now this is, I know a lot of people, are anti-cable. And again, I'm going to go back to, you're only then allowed to drink $20 or $15 bottle of scotch because there's no scientific difference between that, smart people, and the $100 bottle of scotch. So if you're going to tell me that there's no difference between these items, then you're only allowed to drink swill because there's no scientific difference. All right? But this company, again, very interesting, was founded in 2009 by Nuno Vitorino and Amelia Santos. And they developed this product and first started marketing it on eBay. And in the first 6 months sold 200 units. And so then this company was born. That was in the UK. They've now since moved production and operations to Portugal, their home country. All of the products that they've put out and refined are products that we display in the store and have spent a lot of time with. And there is a difference. We have spent a lot of time with our Macs hooked up to DACs. We've spent time with our homemade nukes hooked up to DACs, and they just don't sound anything like these servers. So the Innuos Statement is a two-box solution. The first box, of course, the power supply containing the AC/DC conversion, and then the next piece containing the regulation. And there's actually 8 power rails in here that provide each important component its own power supply, which is, again, taking things to the next step of getting things more separated, cleaner, quieter, something you just can't achieve in a PC. We had this unit at the Pacific Audio Fest in which I was playing it through an MSB DAC and some Estalon speakers. And so I spent, of course, all day, 3 days in a row. And then, of course, after the show closed at 6, me and the guys, sat in the room and, back and forth, we played music and switched out the Zenith for this just to kind of see the differences. Because at the time this was on loan to us. And so we were looking at sending it back probably right after the show. We were trying to get as much use out of it as possible. So when we first started with Innuos, we started with the Zen MK3, which we were all just in love with. It made everything sound, warmer, more analog, a little more live. And I couldn't imagine it being better until we brought in the Zenith. And again, it was just a bigger play on what the Zen MK3 played. And I really assumed that, the delta between the Zen MK3 and the Zenith would be a lot bigger than the Zenith to the Statement. And boy, was I wrong. The Statement is just, in playing it back and forth between the two, it really increases that feeling of being there. And that's the difference between these servers, is each one provides a different level of feeling like you're in the performance, feeling like you're there. And that is kind of what we're going for in this music. So I spent a lot of time with this at the Pacific Audio Fest. And so that's where we developed a lot of our impressions. Because we spent 72 hours with this piece there. We were there day and night. When the show wasn't going, we were in, going back and forth between the Zenith and this, just, experiencing the differences. And some of the music that we listened to at the Audio Fest, of course, Chris Stapleton's Death Row, was in like every room there, and it was in ours too. But that one was one in which we experienced like a huge difference. And we put in the Zenith, and the Zenith sounds fantastic. I don't want to diminish what the Zenith is. What I was really blown away with is just I didn't, the delta between the Zen MK3 and the Zenith was big. I didn't expect the delta between the Zenith and the Statement to be that big. And I was blown away because it was actually more of a difference. And so Chris Stapleton just went from being big to being giant and in the room. And that's really what I would say the differences between these servers are. The Zenith definitely gives you a live feel, but this just gets you more there. This gets you more present to the performance, and makes you feel as if though you're sitting in the front row. Then the other song that we played a lot, we almost took it off the playlist because we thought it was too long, but Rodrigo y Gabriella's Echoes. That song, it's a cover of Pink Floyd's Echoes. It's that song, really well recorded, but we felt like we were at one of their, live flamenco performances. It was really feeling like when we closed our eyes, it really felt like those two were, not in front of us. It was kind of the sense that they were on the stage up above us, and that we were sitting in the audience was the presence that we got on that particular song. And that was just something that we didn't experience with the other products. I mean, we definitely had the live feel. So I hate to say that this has really kind of spoiled us. I thought I was really happy with the Zenith, and now I feel like I have to save up and get this in my house. Because I've been ruined by it a little bit. But don't take my word for it. Come down to Olson's HiFi and hear it for yourself. And instead of leaving snarky comments about your $100 solution to streaming, bring that $100 solution. Bring the Raspberry Pi here. Bring your Nuke here. We're pretty relaxed here. We let people A and B stuff. Plug in your stuff and listen for yourself. I can't tell you the zeros and ones are going to be more magical out of this, but it sounds different subjectively. Just like Scotch, that's $20 a bottle, is scientifically the same as Oban, but I'm going to take the Oban and I'll take the hangover that goes with Oban as opposed to the $20 Scotch any day. But don't take my word for it. Come down to Olson's HiFi and listen for yourself.